Hello my friends, and welcome to another adventure into God's limitless outdoors. This week, join Shane and I as we pursue big mountain mule deer in our home state of Montana.
Snow level went up last night. It's pretty warm. It's like 40 degrees. But I think we're about to the snow, judging by the other ridge. So we're gonna get up here a little ways and see what kind of sign there is on the ridge here, and then probably just start side hilling through the good stuff.
There's one right out in the open. After watching these elk for a while, hoping a bull would turn up, we decided to keep moving, working the timber, and see what the rest of the day had to hold.
This is one of those days you're glad you didn't bring anybody with you, because it was not good. But we can laugh about it. Man, a lot of blowdown and no tracks, no game. So
Shane and I had decided we would switch who was the shooter every couple of days. So day 3, Shane was up and I was behind the camera. You know, one thing we really like to do while we're mule deer hunting is getting on a track, following it until you either run into the buck or the buck leads you into a herd of deer. This method is extremely helpful when you're hunting new ground, new country you're unfamiliar with, and it gives you a good understanding of where the deer population is on the mountain.
this is where they were. Yeah, we ran right into them. They come back around. Like those tracks up there, them are all new. Yeah. Because I thought I didn't see all them tracks. No. Yeah, they all come tearing through here.
Here we had deer tracks on top of our tracks from earlier in the morning, so we just stayed on them, kept working around the hill, and it didn't take long until we ran into them.
I knew they'd be over here. I knew it. Satellite bucks. Yep. It's a good start.
Good one.
Oh yeah, there he is. He's something like a buck I thought I shot, not quite as big. No, yeah, he's like the one she shot. Yep, oh yeah. Yeah, he's not bad, but he's not one for you. I saw one turn and go left. Oh no, he's following another buck up.
Is that him right down low?
Hard to say. There's two of them working their way up.
Yeah, which one's which?
They might come out into some more.
What's that?
They might come work left into some of that better. Oh yeah, I see them coming. They're coming left. Low. Oh, now there's a buck going down. They're just running all over down there.
We found him.
He's the bigger one's chasing the smaller buck around.
I like that tank with the.
Yeah, he's the one in the back coming down, I think.
Which one's first?
I don't know. There's a.
That's just. Gotta be a small one.
Oh wow, that's the 4-point in the front.
He's wide.
Yeah, he is.
That man. He's ugly with no forks.
Yeah.
Although, I'll put right in the way I thought it was a good one. Yeah, that must be the fork behind the 100. He ain't that great.
Is he not?
He's a good buck, but he's not nothing there.
Here, look, they're gonna come through a really good opening there. Okay, yeah. He's pretty good, but he's not very heavy, I guess.
Yeah, spectacular.
Shane decided he'd like to get a better look at the big heavy buck we had seen earlier, so we tracked him around the hill, caught up to him just as he crossed the ridge.
Oh, that was a nice buck.
After getting another look at him, we decided he was a big mature buck with poor genetics, so we decided to let him go and hunt another day.
A bunch of them. That's the biggest one I've seen so far. That one with his head down?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good size one.
Yeah, that's actually a good buck.
After watching this buck push his does up over the ridge, we decided he was a potential shooter and wanted to get a better look.
That's There he is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice solid 4-point.
You want him?
No.
Oh, dude, that's actually a good buck. That's actually a really good buck. Oh, he's a 4x3.
Okay, I was right.
Yeah, he's a 3 on the right. Yeah. He's coming back.
Well, we just got up to, I'm guessing where we're probably going to start seeing some tracks. It's starting to look pretty good. Neither of us have been here before, so just trying a new spot. It's not a monster track. I don't think he's big enough, but he's probably some spindly 4-point. But we might as well follow him for a little bit. Yeah. He might lead us to, we don't know this country, so we follow him. Yeah, these are fresh. Yeah, we'll get to me for a while.
I feel like if you stop, it's just gonna go out.
Yeah.
Some days it's really hard to get a fire going. Well, we actually got our fire going, and we just now created out of meat and smoky.
We noticed that all the deer tracks were heading around into the burn, so we knew if we just stayed at that elevation, side hilled around, we'd run into them eventually.
There are very few things that are as incredible as hunting mule deer, and it's because I think of where they are. You get up there and you have to leave your home and you get out there, and sometimes you're packing in on horses, sometimes you're just hiking up the mountain, and you get up into that deep snow and you get into their tracks and you're following these bucks around and you're looking for them, and the things that you see, you're just seeing this unbelievable landscape and big peaks and the sun coming up, and like there's just those things that are just blazed in your memory. And then you get out there and you look, and there he is in the burn, and he's looking back over his shoulder at you up the hill, and you pull up and you just hammer him, and down he goes, and you go up there and you're standing over him, and there's just very few moments in your life that will ever compare with that right there. Oh man, it gets me excited. But as I was thinking about that, I was like, well, there's just a simple basic truth that I'll never get to experience that unless I leave where I'm at and I go up where those deer are. That's a simple truth. Like, you can dream about that your entire life. You can dream about going there, traveling out west, going and hunting mule deer, whatever it is, but you're never going to actually experience it unless you leave where you are and you go where they are. You have to be in their presence to enjoy what I'm talking about. Like, there's a verse in Proverbs 14:12. It says that there's a way that seems right to a man, but its end is death. And I can't tell you how many hunters I talk to, and they go out and they spend all these thousands of dollars, and they travel out to the west and they go to look for a mule deer, and they come home empty-handed because they're looking around in all these random spots where mule deer aren't to be found. And they spend 5-10 days just hunting hard and spending all that money looking for these mule deer, and they thought their strategy was good and that they were going to find these mule deer where they were going to go, but it seemed right to them. But in the end, they didn't even see a nice mule deer buck. They didn't even have an opportunity at it. And in the end, they didn't get what they were after. And the same simple truth, just being flat out real and comparing it side by side here. The truth is, you will never experience the joy that you are truly after in life, because that's what I believe that we're all after, is joy. And we go about it 100 different ways trying to find it. You're never going to experience the joy that you're after unless you end up in the presence of God. And he's not where we are, not where we start out in life. Because all of us, we start out resisting God, running from God, running to everything else but God. And he's standing there the whole time with his arms open. He's like, look, what you're looking for is you're looking for a relationship with me. Your relationship is broken and you've tried to find absolutely everything else to fill that hole in your life except me. And it's not working out for you. It's not working out for you. And not only is it not going to work out in this life, if you've run from God your whole life, you're never going to end up with God. You don't end up with a mule deer. You don't have a mule deer hanging on your wall unless you go where they are. And I want to encourage you today to go where God is, to go and to run to him. You are never going to find the satisfaction that you're after in life. You're never going to find the things that you're after in life unless you go to the Lord and you put your faith in Jesus. Jesus said this, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody gets to the Father except through me. You're never going to experience awesome mule deer hunting unless you leave where you're at and you go up in the mountains. You're never going to experience the goodness, the graciousness, the mercy, and the joy and the pleasure of the Lord unless you leave where you're at, you walk away from your old life, and you start running to the Lord and you go where he is. So I want to challenge you today to put your faith in Jesus, to leave where you are and to start your life over again with Jesus today. And if you want a resource to help you understand who God is, who Jesus is, why you need a relationship with him, how to have a relationship with him, I want to invite you to go over to our website, www.limitlesshunting.com. We have a resource over there called The First Mile. It'll walk you through all the basics that you need to know about walking with Jesus and having a life of abundance and purpose and significance that Jesus offers.
After jumping that doe up out of her bed, we continued on until we cut our next track. It didn't take long before we caught up to this buck.
This buck. Not very wide, but I think it's a 4-point. So this was a buck. Yeah, I thought it probably was. I thought his track looked bigger than the doe. Kind of thin horned. Yeah, it's like just a young buck. Good buck to pass. Yeah, that's good. That's better. Yeah. He's mature.
After jumping the smaller buck, we walked up to where we last saw him and noticed a bigger track coming in and joining his track. We followed them for about 100 yards, and they went straight up the hill. We looked up, and there they were, about 150 yards away.
He had little front
we just kept inching forward, trying to get a little bit better look to see if the bigger buck was a shooter. They just kept moving and feeding and never really giving us a good solid look. It was extremely hard to decide whether or not the bigger of the two was one we wanted to take.
Easy one. Yeah. The small one. I can't tell. Oh, he's a good one. Oh yeah, the big one's walking. Yeah, I can see the big one's back. But he's heavy. He's not huge, but he's heavy. I need you to see him too. I need my Bibles. I can see his belly, his hind legs, half on one side of his face. Can you see his whole body? Okay. No.
He's feeding right now.
Okay. He might have 3 points on the right back fork. Oh, there. That's a small one, right?
That's a big one.
Oh, that one that just crossed the opening?
Yeah.
I don't know which one's which. I don't think so, but
There's a big one.
you see him?
He's pretty solid.
No, that was really cool. They just were 100 yards, hanging out. We jumped them right down here.
I got a terrible video.
Who cares? I mean, that's okay. The suffering's real out here. And I think he's just a decent 4-point.
Yeah.
We could just see bits and pieces of him. And I was really relying on Shane looking at him, just saying, man, I think he's pretty good. Oh yeah, he's pretty good. And then I told him earlier, and I've said it before, I have a really hard time passing up mature bucks. Pretty good buck, actually. I think.
Oh, he's not bad.
He's not bad. Oh my goodness.
You shot it right where you wanted. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a really solid buck.
Yeah.
Be sure to join us next week as Adam and I go on a once-in-a-lifetime bighorn sheep hunt in the Middle Fork salmon area of Idaho. This is one of the most remote places on the face of this earth, and for 19 days Adam and I pursue sheep, going through rapids, cliffs, steep scree, and fighting off rattlesnakes. Thank you all again for watching, and we'll see you again next time in God's limitless outdoors.